Hey everyone, we're back for another review of Star Wars Visions, and with me I've got
Latvian Dragon, sveiki visiem. And
Lair terror.
who for those of you who know, used to go by Beta Crepe.
yeah,
So this episode, what was the name of it? Oh, it was the Ninth Jedi, right?
the Ninth Jedi. It was it was okay, it was animated by Production IG. The It was both written and directed by Kenji Kamiyana.
All right.
Okay.
And you told me that Latvian, this was like the best episode, and
Yeah,
I agree.
easily one of the best ones, and it should have been like the final episode since there's 9 in the title.
You know, that would have been really fitting. Ninth episode, Ninth Jedi.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the episode begins in an era where there are no more Jedi, like probably in the future.
Or in the past.
They don't make it clear. It could be in any time period.
I think the timeline is during or after 35 ABY, so probably in the future.
And not only have the Jedi disappeared, but most knowledge how to build lightsabers is like all gone. Except on this one planet, and there's this message that goes out to all these Force users to help them rebuild. And the guy, he kind of reminds me, like his mask. It kind of like it reminds me of a mix of like Ultron and Revan. I got that vibe from that guy.
Yeah. Margrave Juro.
And what I like is at first it didn't, it wasn't clear if he was like a good guy or a bad guy.
Yeah. This is basically like the main gist of the story is don't judge a book by its cover.
That's very accurate, yeah.
Because the Margrave Juro wears like a scary looking mask and looks like a Sith Lord, but it turns out like four of the 7 Jedi are actually Sith.
Yeah, there were Sith acolytes, and
Yeah,
that was a twist I did not see coming. Like,
yeah, the sabersmith who made those lightsabers modified it so when the Force user activates
when they activate it,
it reveals their true colors.
Yeah, they're like state in the Force and all that, which I'll admit I was never a big fan of that whole like mood ring thing with the kyber crystals. Like, I always preferred how simple it was in the days of Legends. Just like you got the crystal, how you found it. It wasn't like clear and change color because I've said this many times, but like it doesn't fit with the movies because we should be seeing much more diverse colors in Attack of the Clones other than blue and green. And Legends had a good explanation for why we only saw those colors.
Yeah.
But this is a non-canon story, so
yeah, and the explanation that they're modified makes sense.
Yeah,
it's better than just the. It's all the kyber crystals are blue until like it can. Yeah, yeah, agreed. Yeah, so the.
That mining thing on the planet kind of reminded me of kind of an inverse of something from the expanded universe. It reminded me of the Karaska gem divers in a second Young Jedi Knights book, because Lando has like a mining station in the atmosphere of Yavin, and they have these cables that kind of go through the atmosphere and search for the Karaska gems. And of course, Jason Solo, his lightsaber crystal was a Karaska gem that was like green. It was like an inverse of that. Instead of, in a gas giant, it's on the planet surface and going into space.
Yeah. All right. So like the two. What else? Okay, we can like.
What do you think of the girl?
Well, she was all right. A little bit. Yeah, she was all right. It was nice that they like. At first, the lightsaber she used had like a see-through color. Like
It was
she,
kind of like a pale green, or I don't know, it was like a pale grayish blue.
Transparent.
Yeah.
It's kind of like hints at her green lightsaber a bit.
Yeah, like her connection to the Force, she isn't that strong yet, so
Yeah.
what did you think of that guy's the Margrave or whatever his name? What did you guys think of his lightsaber?
It was pretty like interesting.
That's kind of what, in my mind, what a crossguard lightsaber should be. It's in all directions instead of, like Ben Solo's. Like, that guy's saber made a lot more sense because it goes all around the hilt and the blade, protecting every single area.
Yeah. And I do love like the lightsaber battle at the end with like it was pretty much brutal. Like you could see people getting cut, and most of them split.
Yeah, that was very almost graphic and kind of brutal. I mean, not as graphic as what me and my friend Yukafile were watching in Yu Yu Hakusho, because we were watching the Dark Tournament arc, and some of the stuff in that was like brutal. Ooh.
Yeah.
And the most brutal death was that guy. He was on that crystal thing, and he got burned.
Yeah, he burned alive.
I feel sorry for him.
Yeah, and also like when his I don't know, his lover was killed by that blue chick. He also like you kind of felt sorry for him a bit, but but they are Sith, so
yeah. In the end, it's kind of like they're dead. Good.
yeah. Also, I like the twist. Like the big alien actually wasn't a Sith. He was just like maybe a dark Jedi.
Yeah, that kind of showed how like his lightsaber turned purple. It showed that he was kind of like in between. That was a cool. Because at first it was red. In the episode, they kind of hinted that the others, their influence kind of overpowered him.
Yeah, which maybe like it's part of a species, like they're like influenced by others, but who knows?
Yeah, their dark side presence corrupted him. I'm glad at least one of them got redeemed, kind of. But then that's the whole, like, even though it was kind of cool that his lightsaber turned purple, it's that mood ring thing.
Also, again, they are breathing in space, as it seems. Or maybe it's like the one episode of Star Wars Rebels where there's like a mine.
Oh, is that the episode? Are you talking about the one where they introduced the Purgo?
Yes, the
The space whales?
Yeah. Uh, technically, probably there's like a artificial atmosphere.
Yeah, kind of like Kessel, because Kessel in Legends was basically just kind of like a planet-sized asteroid. It was a dead world, and they had to have constant atmosphere generators putting oxygen, but Kessel itself wasn't strong enough to. It wasn't big enough to hold an atmosphere, so it was just constantly escaping into space.
Jesus.
And also required like shields to keep out the radiation. So it's weird how like the new canon kind of depicts it as almost like a paradise in some ways, which when it's not supposed to be.
Yeah, that one. Yeah, that one shot of that season 7 just really fucking destroy cat soul. I know, like our planet has like different locations that look different, but it's kind of weird to see that in Star Wars.
You think so? You know, because it seems like in Star Wars, most planets have one climate. You know,
Yeah.
like Naboo is all grassy and green. Mustafar is all lava, and Tatooine's all desert. Dagobah is all swamp, and etc. etc. etc.
Yeah. So, one interesting tidbit about the voice actors is the Zinma, the father of the main heroine, is played by Simu Liu, which, if I'm correct, is also the main, also Shang Chi from
Wait,
the new,
he plays the Shang-Chi.
yeah, from the new MCU movie.
Wow.
Yeah, and the Roden, the main Sith guide, sounds familiar. Familiar is voiced by Greg Chun. I don't know.
Hmm.
It sounds familiar, but don't know where.
It also appeared the father could use the Force too,
Oh,
because
he
he
played.
used like a Tutaminis to kind of like absorb the explosion,
Yeah,
or no, absorb like the blaster bolt.
yeah,
Yeah, I always love that they're using these more diverse applications of the Force in some of these episodes.
yeah. Def- Definitely. So, what you gonna? So, Physic, want to say something?
Yeah, because you've been kind of silent there.
Me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
what are your thoughts?
To be fair, my favorite part of the episode was kind of like just the father and the daughter talking to each other. Like I just felt that it was more personal than most of the other most of the episode, because most of the episode was just people
Yeah.
fighting and
Yeah, because like, well, you like action because it gives
yeah.
that Clone Wars 2003 vibe. Sometimes you do need that dialogue.
yeah. Mm, what else? Yeah, I do like it's a pretty lengthy episode. It's like 22 minutes long.
Yeah, that length I felt more satisfying to me.
It's definitely one of the.
That's what made it the best. The mix of the action and the dialogue and the characters. You felt a little bit more connected to them.
Yeah. So,
So, any other thoughts on the episode?
I guess it looked cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, the art style looked pretty sweet too.
Yeah,
So.
it looked a bit more like less of an anime and more like a Western show that was animated in Japan.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
And what did you guys think about the mix of like the 2D and 3D animation?
It looks pretty like it blending in well. It
It did look good because sometimes when they try to do that, it looks,
Yeah.
awkward. Oh, another thing I wanted to say is, I actually really like the soundtrack of this episode. The music was pretty good.
Yeah.
I think they should have blended the CGI a bit more of the 2D, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, there's not that much 3D.
It was mostly like the ships and like that
And the trees.
asteroid.
Yeah, the parts where it's way easier to do in 3D than 2D.
You know what's funny? Sometimes my sister, when she sees 2D mixed with 3D, she goes, 3D! Blah! It's always funny when she does that.
So, all right.
I think that's all I have to say for this episode.
Yeah.
We'll cut here and then we'll review the next one. So
Yeah.
we'll see you then.
Atavisiem.